Hey, 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 hey.
So now we get the results of youth who has no appreciation of where they need to go because they have no knowledge of the past. So lastly, don't complain about your children's acting like Romans when you're being trained by Caesar.
Wow. Wow. Hey, 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 hey!
We got to start over. I didn't even have it mic'd up. Hey, you know what? We got a lot going on in here. But I just want to thank Brother Abram Muhammad. This man is giving me some love, and I don't even have him up on the mic. So Brother Abram Muhammad, let me turn that down a little bit. Abram Muhammad. And I was telling this brother that I don't know which word to call him, but since I've been in this space for the past 2 years, being humble, polite, cordial, compassionate, and passionate, where does that come from, Dr. Muhammad?
Oh, brother. Well, first of all, let me address the first part. Brother is the title that I'm striving hard to live up to and achieve. So that's just simply fine, brother. Brother is fine. All the other letters and things of that nature, that used to move and operate in other spaces. I'm just striving hard to be a brother. And that which I learned to do and striving to do, I get from my leader, teacher, and guide, our fraternity brother, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So I'm humble and I'm thankful for this invite that you have extended to me, brother. I'm just moved beyond words, and as an expression of him and all of the believers and your brothers and sisters here throughout the great state of Mississippi, we greet you, greeting words of peace of Assalamu alaikum, and those who may not be aware of that salutation, it means peace be upon you, and just simply peace and blessing, brother. I'm just elated.
Man, you got me in here on that.
Brother, I feel like setting one out, but we gonna keep it all together, brother. So I'm humble. Thank you, brother. Thank you for the invite.
Doc, would you please give a shout out to our people in the motherland? That's Nairobi, Kenya, Liberia, Nigeria, and Ghana. Would you please bless them with just something from the States?
Oh, well, brother, I mean, for those places mentioned, which is the cradle of civilization for all, we want to give a great shout out and a thank you. A thank you for being the cradle of civilization, the cradle for producing those of us that are sojourning here in the Western Hemisphere. And just know and understand that we love, we honor, we appreciate you. There is a connection that must be formed and reformed that will connect us all back together as one family. So peace and blessings to each and every one of you that are there from your brothers and sisters here in the Western Hemisphere.
Y'all heard it here on Community Connections Conversation. You heard it right here. I want to dive in right quickly.
Yes, sir.
How long have you been? Your portfolio is heavy. It is heavy. Would you give the people an insight on some of your journey to this point, please?
Oh, brother. You know, I hesitate because I understand that it's only through the grace of God that any of us are allowed to do anything. I'm just thankful for two humble parents, Abram and Joshua Lee, Pensacola, Florida, who
You from Florida, Q? I mean,
yes,
Doc, you from Florida?
You right. Yes, sir.
Hey, we're gonna be using a whole different lot of adjectives in here. I've never had this much diversity in one person.
It's all there, you
Okay.
know. But given my birthplace, my place of my upbringing, and left there and went into the Marine Corps. Served 8 years in the Marine Corps. Saw combat twice there, and
No joke. For real?
got out of the Marine Corps and in Virginia. and joined the police force and served as a law
What?
enforcement officer for 8 years.
Okay.
In that, and then got into private security and started taking to some private security matters and learning things, and it was during that time frame that I came into the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I actually started out in the 5% Nation in the Marine Corps.
Okay. What's the 5% Nation, if I may
The
ask?
5% Nation are those who are considered the poor righteous teachers.
Okay.
And they have knowledge of self and are striving on a path of righteousness and a more consciousness of themselves. But from that, I got more into the depthness of the teachings to the best that I could at that time of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad has been taught by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So became a registered member of the Nation of Islam in 1998.
Okay.
And been soldiering in that work ever since, and moved back to Florida to help take care of my mother before she was called on. And during that time frame was just blessed to really work hard and to help establish some things in the Panhandle of Florida. And so from there, went back to school, and I went to school at first and got my doctorate in divinity while in Virginia.
Okay.
And then when I moved here to the great state of Mississippi, went back to school and finished up my criminal justice path, and went to I love Jackson State University. And from there on to St. Leo to get my master's, and then my doctoral in criminal justice study with a concentration in homeland security.
Wow.
And so in between that time, became a paralegal out at Hines Community College, and that's also where I got my FAA pilot license there at that time. So, but my greatest accomplishment, without a shadow of a doubt, is walking in the path of knowledge of self and doing all I can to help the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan in this resurrection work of our mentally and spiritually dead people, to resurrect us into a perpendicular that we may be a self-respecting people, not only to ourselves, but before God himself.
Powerful. Which leads me to this. I had an opportunity to be a part of the LOC, asking all men to join us who want to change.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And that particular night, the Kwanzaa principle of Imani, faith with an emphasis of faith and leadership as tools for community empowerment. Mm-hmm. Give us a little insight to that, because the session tonight is going to lead us into that. You spoke about manhood. I heard some masculinity in there. I heard some balance of relationships.
Yes, sir.
So kind of share with us, that's that seventh principle.
Yes, sir.
Imani, faith. How does that affect us and infect us on our day-to-day travels through this universe?
Well, excellent question, brother. First and foremost, I think we have to really understand what it is when we say that we walk by faith, right?
Talk to me. Teach me something.
Sight.
Yes, sir.
We often say that, but what exactly does that mean? What exactly does that look like? You know, faith can be often described. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan says it this way. He said, you can see faith in small things. For an example, a child, an infant, has absolutely no idea in terms of their full knowledge that if they attach themselves to their mother's breast, that they will receive substance that their body is calling for in order for them to be sustained, right? But they attach themselves to it, and they go through the physical aspects of the pulling of that breast because they have faith that something is coming from it from what it needs, right? Take a farmer. What does the farmer exercises great sizes of faith? How is so? They take a piece of the earth, till it, put a seed in it, and they have faith to believe that if they attend to it properly, that it would produce a crop. Well, we often say that we walk by faith and not by sight, but far too many times we say that when things are going good our way.
Truth. Only when things are going good.
You know, I mean,
Only when things are going
'cause
good.
we say it all the time. God is good.
He good
all the
when he
time,
good.
and all the time, God is good
When he good.
Yeah, but what if you just got the car repossessed? What if you just lost a job? What if you just lost a loved one?
Truth.
You know, things of that nature. Is he not still good? In fact, he is. So when we say that we walk by faith, and faith is the essence of what's needed to do things, we have to believe and understand that when we have faith in something, that we are saying that we believe that if we put our collective energy, our thoughts, our minds, and our work behind it, that it will produce what it is that we have the end goal for it to be. But it has to be clearly defined what it is that we're trying to do, and egos have to be moved out of the way.
And if you don't mind, coach, I got a lot of adjectives for you. Coach, bruh, cute, dog. When I was in treatment, one of my cohorts shared with me that ego stands for edging God out. What does ego look like to a man of your statute and what you've seen in your journey?
Ego looks like this. Ego worries about who's going to be in charge. Ego worries about who had the idea.
You're talking about me. Go ahead.
No. So I'm talking.
You're talking about me. Go ahead.
No. I'm having a conversation with self, but I'm just, if anybody else can benefit from it, that's great, right? Ego worries about all of the minor things that usually equals up to nothing. Ego are those impediments that keep us from being as great as we can be to ourselves and each other. Do you know that ego actually alters and halters your and my growth when not applied to our own self?
Wow.
Now, see, it's a difference between pride and ego. It's okay to have pride.
Okay.
I want to make sure that our family is understanding what I'm saying when I say that. You should have pride. You should have pride in the way you carry yourself. You should have pride in your thinking. You should have pride in your mannerism. But ego often says that it is one of those things that make a person believe that they should be at a certain position or a certain stature above someone else or something else. So the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan told us to do this.
Right.
He told us to hang over the door that we most frequently travel through.
Yes, sir.
Damn the ego.
Say that. I'm listening with my mouth. Hit me one more time with that.
He said that we should put over the door that we most travel through.
Wow.
So that we can see it written in bold letters. Damn the ego.
So when I'm leaving my residence, I should have that literature, that signage, that disclaimer. Damn my ego.
Damn the ego.
Damn the ego.
Ego will keep you from seeing your brother and sister in the light in which God wants you to see them in. Egos hinders everything about progress, and it aids to everything with being counterproductive. Ego. And nobody exercises blind ego more than we do as a community.
Blind. What is blind ego?
Blind
Minister?
ego in Brother Abram's definition is an ego that one has and displays, but actually has no power, no thought, no goal, no energy behind. Why are you even doing it? You just blindly believing that you are better than whatever the situation may present itself. And so when you said that someone said to you is edging God out,
yes, sir,
then that's exactly what it's doing, because to say it should be me, it should be this, it should be that, you are removing God from the equation and not understanding, could it be that this person is at this space in this particular point of time because that's what the Father allowed him to be?
Yes, sir.
He has ordained him to be. So instead of looking at what's necessary to help propel that brother or help propel that sister to the next level, right? We're too busy trying to hold each other back.
Right.
As you probably seen me do a demonstration.
I did.
And not understanding that if you don't understand where you are in life and you're holding the person back in front of you,
Yes, sir.
and you're trying to keep them from the blessing,
Yes,
but
sir.
you're the one behind
Yes,
them,
sir.
don't you know the more you hold them back, you're keeping yourself
Yes, sir.
back. But if you get behind your brother,
Right.
get behind your sister,
Yes, sir.
and push them forward to their greatness, then guess what? You're going right along. And when God gives them the blessing, they move a step aside to enjoy their blessing. And now you before the Lord of hosts to receive your own. But that only happens when you get underneath those and help support, lift them up. You're building your own self up, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, and building your community up, because now we're showing a lack of ego, but taking pride
Right.
in me being a brother.
Does blaming and shaming play a role in not holding self accountable for the outcome? Does blaming and shaming, I'm blaming my mama, I'm blaming my brother, I'm blaming so-and-so, does that impose upon me that I won't get to my greatness in my ego?
Let me answer the question
Okay.
first. Yes, it does. If it's something that you're stuck on the track of, if you use that as the emphasis as to why you're not going somewhere, and not understanding that all of those factors may in fact be a factor. They may be a factor, right? But recognize that factor, recognize what may have brought about that particular situation, and what can you do to overcome it. I mean, let's face it, there's been a lot of things done to us as a people and are being continuing to be done. But are they really greater than what we're able to come together within ourselves
That is
and with each
powerful.
other to make things happen?
That is powerful.
So a crutch is only good to allow you to get yourself back on your own feet. A crutch has never been designed for you to use it eternally. And so therefore you can blame whoever that you want to blame, or whoever the case may be. But the more time you spend on that particular issue that you're blaming, the more time you could be spending on finding avenues to overcome that. And lastly with that, have we ever stopped to think that whatever was done to us, right, had it not taken place, would we be who we are? I tell young people all the time, man, I wish I wish that were my dad. I wish that were my mother. I wish somebody else was my parent.
Talk to me.
Well,
Talk
you
to
do
me.
realize that if that was the case, you wouldn't be you. Right?
Yes, sir.
Because the only way you're here complaining about those parents is that God saw fit that the agency of your mother and the agency of your father came together to make you. Remove either one from that equation and you're totally somebody else.
Right.
So are you saying really that you wish your parents were someone else, or are you saying that you wish you were somewhere else? But here's the catch. You can be someone else. I know the question is how.
Right.
The question is, if you are not happy with who you are now, and most of us not, especially if we're living a life of hand to mouth, we're living a life of cutthroat,
Right.
shiftless, lazy, excuses, always trying to find a way not to do something for self, but begging for somebody to do something for us, dancing when there's no music, scratching when you're not itching, singing when nothing is going on. Are you really happy about who you are?
Right.
So if you say that you can do all things through Christ that strengthens you, and you don't like what you see, what are you doing about it?
What is hand to mouth?
Hand to mouth is an old saying that people are saying that you live in hand to mouth. As soon as you get it in your hand, it's in your mouth. You don't have nothing else to the side or no other resources to be able to go to. It's kind of like this, brother. It's like the formula that's in the Black community.
Okay.
You know, they say money stays within the Jewish community somewhere between 21 days or a little better before it circulates out.
Right.
They say money stays in the Asian community somewhere around 14 days before it circulates out.
True.
Now, no one understand what we're saying. It circulates amongst themselves before it goes to another community.
Yes, sir.
All right. Money stays amongst Caucasian community roughly 7 to 10 days before it circulates out. But in the Black community, our dollar stays in the community at a maximum whopping rate of 3 hours.
3 hours.
Before it circulates to all other communities. So, take the city of Jackson, with a population of 153,000 plus, of which 137,000 people are Black. And of those 137,000, we roughly have 338 Black-owned operated business, whether they're small or large business, right around north or south of 338. Do you realize, with an estimation of 137,000 people, if each one of us were to take $10 and spend with each one of those business, we could profit those business a $500,000 up towards of $1 million per business? And do you realize what that would do for our economy? Just spending $10 with your local Black business, now you are empowering them to hire more,
Right.
to broaden more, and to be able to do more in the community.
Right.
We don't have to deal with people coming into our communities,
Sure don't.
setting up
Sure don't.
shop in the communities, and as soon as you open the door, the first thing you're faced with is that ice chest. You follow what I'm saying? And it's not ice water like you got for me
Right.
here. It's everything else that's not good for
That's
us.
true.
You go to the
That's true.
shelves, right?
Yes, sir.
The dust on the can is an inch thick. The bread is
Brother
molded.
Muhammad,
The
slow
meat
down.
is,
Don't take me too fast.
I mean,
but you're
brother,
telling the truth.
I
You're
mean,
telling the
all
truth.
of these things are in our community.
Right.
The gas, the parking lot is filthy.
Right.
The gas is not of good quality gas.
Right.
All of these things
Right.
is.
Right.
But if you were to follow those people when they leave that place of their business, where do they go and live? They're not in our community. They have their own community.
Yes, sir.
So you don't see them running for city council,
No, you
the
don't.
mayor,
No, sir.
or county supervisor.
No.
Why? Because they don't give a hoover damn about
That's
your
true.
community.
That's true.
Only thing they care about is coming in and sucking the resources out,
Right.
and taking it back to their own.
Yes, sir.
When we have enough economic power, enough economic prowess to come together to do something for ourselves.
Which leads me to this video right here. All right, hold on. And our viewing audience, this may be a little emotional, but we're going to have Brother Muhammad, Brother Abram, Dr. Muhammad to kind of give us a little insight and break it down, not only from what happened and those of us that made it happen. Okay.
15 to 1866. European ships sail to West Africa. They don't just buy slaves. They raid villages, burn homes, chain families, march them to the coast in coffles, neck chains connecting dozens, walk for weeks.
It's just
Many
a little
die on the
delay.
march. The survivors reach the coast, sold to European traders, branded with hot irons, marked as property. Then loaded onto ships, the Middle Passage begins. Africans packed into ship holds, lying side by side, less than 2 feet of space per person, can't sit up, can't turn over, chained at the ankles, chained at the wrists, lying in their own waste for weeks, the smell unbearable, the heat suffocating, disease spreads instantly, dysentery, smallpox, typhoid, dead bodies left chained to the living for days, some go insane, jump overboard when brought up for air, choosing death over slavery. Ship captains don't care, calculate deaths into profit margins, women raped by crew members, repeatedly. Children die first, the elderly next. The voyage takes 6 to 12 weeks depending on conditions. Storms kill hundreds at once. Ships sink regularly. Over 400 years, 12 million Africans forced onto ships. 2 million die during the Middle Passage, bodies thrown overboard. Sharks follow the slave ships. They learn the route, fed a steady stream of corpses. The survivors? Sold in the Americas, families separated on auction blocks. never see each other again. The Middle Passage destroys languages, cultures, families, identities, by design. 12 million kidnapped, 2 million dead at sea. Sharks followed the ships. The greatest forced migration in human history. The journey that built the Americas on the backs of the enslaved. 15 to
Brother Muhammad, on that, and we couldn't hear it on this end, but you know the gist. How does that affect where we are today for those who didn't make it versus those of us who did make it and are the ancestors of the survivors of that journey?
You know, I often tell people when they discuss about that 90 to sometime 120-day journey that it took
Yes, sir.
for us to come over here. And I want to tell you a significant part of the United States military, where the Navy specifically is concerned, why that 90-day number is so significant.
Okay.
But when you think about being shackled on top of each other with literally no space to move,
I can't even begin to imagine it. I can't even begin to imagine it.
little to no sunlight, body fluids from urination, defecation, vomiting, dysentery, all other things that came about from being in there, just the smell, everything that came along with that. We haven't even touched on the psychological effect.
We haven't.
Right?
Yes, sir.
And when we was finally brought on top for sunlight or to be hosed down, I called it hosed down, but buckets of just salt water thrown.
Right.
Some of our ancestors found it to be liberating to jump overboard and end it than to go into what they knew we were coming into. I think it's important to note that those that they could not break along the way,
Yes, sir.
they dropped off in the Caribbean islands. And today, this is why most of our brothers and sisters in the Caribbean have a sense of independence and revolutionary type of spirit. But those that they continue to put in the wretched condition that they had us in end up here. And I want us to think about how strong you had to have been to go through an environment to where if the woman is carrying a baby, and just because the mistress of the house or the wicked slave owner decided to make an example, will hang the woman, cut her, let the baby hang, and sometimes stomp the brain out of the baby, whip the man in front of everybody, sometimes would even rape him and make him wear his pants down low, below his bottom, as an indication to the other slaves that he has been raped. And this is why it's important for people to know that that style of wear didn't originate in the penitentiary. That style of wear started on the plantation as a way of signifying to the other slaves that this particular man had been raped by the slave master.
I can't even use the word wow.
And so when you look at going through that, being landed on the shores of the James, families sold away from each other, never seeing each other again. Or you having a family, and just because You wanted to make a profit. Your child is sold off. Your wife is sold off. Your husband is sold off. Your brother is sold off. Your sister is sold off. We've gone through all of those things, working from can't see morning to can't see night. A child 5 years old was responsible for bringing in so many pounds of cotton in a burlap bag, let alone what the adults was responsible for doing. And then if you had the audacity to try to stand up like a man, you were cut down before everybody. You could not worship your own God. You could not speak your own language. You were not even allowed the ability to read or write without being killed or either taken halfway to your point of being killed. All of these things were taking place, and in truth and in such subtle and now overt ways are still taking place. So when someone tried to say that these are things that we should not harp on, we shouldn't talk about, these are things in the past, then I will humbly say, do you know why people in the Jewish community flourish and feel the way that they do? Because they make sure they teach theirs.
Right.
About the Holocaust as they know it. Do you know why the Germans act the way that they act and why they do the things that they do? Because they are taught their history. They're taught their past. They're taught where they come from, what they went through. Everybody teaches what they go through, at the exception of when it comes to us. Why?
I'm asking why.
It's done under the auspices of that was then. It's done under the auspices of we have to love past the hate. It's done under that, but I would say, in my humble opinion, why it's really done.
Talk to me.
With cowardice as hell. It is easy to want to sweep it under the rug than to face the problems that we have in our community today are because of the things that we had to go through and continue to go through.
Yes, sir.
Don't you know, man, hurt people hurt people.
That's true.
And if you never get to the point to where you come face to face of what we've been through and then call out those who have placed you through those things. Well, you know, man, can I just talk plain about it?
Do it, team.
I get so sick of us.
Because you're talking about us to us.
Right.
You're talking about us to us.
And tired of us wanting to integrate with everybody. You claim you love everybody. You claim that you are for everybody. But we're the only group of people in our community, man, you don't even talk to your cousin anymore because of misunderstanding y'all had 15 years ago. You will go to the extent that you will picket your open enemy. You will beg your open enemy. You will cry and plead for justice for your open enemy, but you won't even give that to your own family member, let alone your own community. You asking your enemy to give you something that by nature he can't even give. So we spend more time praying for somebody who can come in the house of God and kill 9 people after worshiping with them.
Wow.
And you can offer prayers for him, but you can't find patience, love, and consolence for little Mook Mook in them. You can't find time to go and do, as Jesus said, if you love me, go and feed the sheep. In fact, he said, feed my sheep. So how is it that in all of our places of worship, brother, we spend more time trying to sanctify one another in a house that we're supposed to already be sanctified when we're really supposed to be out here doing the master's work, which is feeding those in the highways and the byways. And this is what I love about being in the Nation of Islam, because it requires us to be in the lion's den of where our people are And our people love us for it because we come with genuine love. Man, our people are not as bad as this world try to make them out to be.
Okay.
Just look at any of your award shows, brother. Look at your country music awards, right? And when they get their awards, 8 out of 10 of them, and that might be really an underestimation. It may be more like 9.9 out of them. When they get up there, they're going to thank their manager. They're going to thank their label.
Right.
They're going to thank whoever had something to do with them getting to where they are with that. But if you look at our award show, or even their awards,
Who they gonna
and
like?
we get there,
Who we
before anything is said, giving honor to God. I want to thank my Lord and Savior.
Why am I laughing? Why am I laughing?
We usually laugh because something is true.
Right.
And I'm not saying that in a negative way. I'm saying, how is it, man, that you could have just made a song that talked about murdering 38 people, right?
Right.
And here you are, you receiving an award because it was a #1 hit. Even in that type of degradation of a song, you still have it in you to give honor and thanks to God. Because we are the people of God. And so the last point I want to make on that issue, brother, is that there will be some in this audience that will say, well, that sounds like racist teaching. That sounds like hate teaching. And to the coward, Minister Louis Farrakhan says that courage always seems like, but let me quote the minister right.
Okay.
He said, courage always seems like being crazy in the eyes of a coward. You follow what I'm saying? So you can put it off as hate teaching, this and that, things of that nature. Nobody has said anything about hating white folks, hating these type of
You
people
haven't.
or anything.
You
of that
haven't.
nature. You know why?
You haven't.
Because they are insignificant. And what I'm saying is there's nothing about them that is significant to the degree that can keep me from being what it is I want to be if I truly believe that I can do all things that Christ that strengthens me. See, people often say that, but they don't believe it until it comes time to a test. And the reason why we must have a identity of our own, the true identity, and we must proclaim to the world that the Lord of hosts, the God of the universe, the first is a black man. And we must stand on that and not back away. Well, it don't matter what color he is. God is this and that. Well, it had to matter to somebody, right? Or they wouldn't have changed him, because the book I read, the Bible that I go into, see, that's the problem. A lot of people say they go by the Bible, and
Right.
that's the part.
Right.
That's
They
the
go-
problem.
they go by it.
They don't go in it. You follow what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And when you go in it, when you hear about somebody having feet the color if though it was brass burnt in an oven, and if you ever seen brass burnt, it's black,
Right.
right? Hair like lamb's wool.
Right.
That means naps.
Yes, sir.
You follow
Yes,
what I'm
sir.
saying?
Yes, sir.
That's us, right? And if it did not matter what God looks like, then why did they change him? And even in today's time, let me tell you how powerful the imagery was of what they gave us. So for everybody in the audience, just indulge me for the next 20 seconds. I want to ask you to do something with me. I want to ask you to close your eyes. You got them closed?
I got them closed.
I want to ask you to picture a banana. Do you see the banana?
Yes, sir.
Do you see the curvedness of the banana?
Yes, sir.
Do you see the yellowness of the banana?
Yes, sir.
Can you see yourself peeling that banana open, and do you see that ripe banana inside? Now I want you to picture an apple. Can you see that red, delicious apple? Can you see the stem sticking up from the apple? Can you see the shine coming off the apple? Everybody keep your eyes closed. I want you to see yourself biting into that apple. Can you almost see and taste that apple and see the indention that you put in that apple? Now I want to give you one more fruit. I want you to picture an orange. Can you see the roundness of the orange? Can you see the texture, the bright vibrantness of the orange? Now I want you to peel that orange back. Can you see the citrus juice popping from that orange? Can you almost taste the orange as you get the outer shell of it peeled off? Now I want you to picture Jesus. I'm done. I would dare to say, open your eyes. Thank you for indulging me. I would dare to say, for a majority of the people who partook in that imagery, that when you asked them to picture Jesus, they saw a capture of Leonardo da Vinci's cousin, a blonde-haired, blue-eyed, white Jesus.
Right.
That's why it matters. Because as long as you think the Father looks like your open enemy, you would never have the courage and the fortitude to challenge him.
Powerful.
Because deep down in your soul, you actually think challenging him, you're challenging God.
Wow.
And this is why it's easy for the black man to kill the black man, to ridicule the black man, to disrespect his woman, to not take care of his community, to not be a father, a husband, a brother, an uncle, or any of those things, because you don't see divinity in yourself, but you see it more in your open enemy. And so you would never challenge him. And I'm not talking about by way of something superficial with your little pop guns or anything like that. Man, please, we're not talking about that. I'm talking about challenge him in the most highest level, that as a man thinketh, so is he.
Right.
Because deep down inside, you think challenging him, you're really challenging God.
Which goes back to the ego.
It goes back
To the ego.
to the ego.
Wow.
And this is why our children that are being birthed today, they don't listen the way that they do, because they are not born in this generation and time to be another set of mental and spiritual slaves. They are the answers to our ancestors' cry in prayer when they was working from can't see morning to can't see night, when they was being persecuted just for being who they are. They cried and prayed to their God for a generation that will come about, that will be back in the favor of God and will be at their rightful place on this earth.
Throw me to the wolves, and I'll return leading the pack. Throw me to the wolves, and I'll return leading the pack. Give me some insight to that, brother.
Well, brother, that's not my minister say we got to give credit where credit due. I don't know who the originator of that quote was.
Yes, sir.
But I feel it applies to me, right? I've always had the mindset that I can achieve what I want to. Have there ever been doubts and trepidation? Absolutely. Has it grown more, especially now, since I've tried to adhere to what my leader, teacher, and guide tried to give me, you know? But I am a believer that no matter what type of situation you put me in, I'm going to persevere, because I was built to overcome. I was built to meet and overcome any challenges. And this is why even the great fraternity that we belong to, brother, there couldn't have been no other for me. Because the first principle is manhood.
Right.
Scholarship, perseverance, and uplift. That's me all together. See, brother, I truly believe there's nothing I can't do.
Right.
When I was going to school to stay to be a pilot, everybody was like, man, where that come from? How's it? Hey, a grant was there. I want to learn. I want to go out and do it. I want to do it. I just believe, brother, that there's nothing that I can't do with God's backing and with the energy and effort that I put to it. So I have the mindset that you can put me in the jungle. As I heard a quote on the movie one time, you could put me in the jungle butt naked with nothing.
Right.
And I'll come out wearing a chinchilla and be 10 pounds heavier. You follow what I'm saying?
I got you.
So you
I
throw
got
me
you,
to the
Minister.
wolves, brother.
Yes,
I'm going to
sir.
come out leading the pack because I just believe that as long as I understand the mission, long as I understand the assignment, and as long as I keep the main thing, and I'm not going to step on anybody or hurt anybody or do anybody any harm getting to where I got to go. Brother, let me tell you something. There's not a Caucasian person that I am aware of today that can ever say that I have mistreated them,
Talk to me.
that I have gave them a cold shoulder,
Speak.
have spoken ill against them
Yes, sir.
individually,
Right.
or anything of that nature, because that's not what Islam does. That's not how we are in the nation of Islam, and that's not how I am as a man. I'm going to take you as you are. Sure, I'm going to remind you of what you are, how you've been, and how you continue to show yourself to be.
Right.
But just because I see a bear rolling on a ball at a circus, I'm not going to be no damn fool and think that
Hey,
that's the
don't-
same bear to do the same thing if I see him in the forest. His nature is his nature.
His nature
Do
is
you
his
understand
nature.
what
Yes,
I'm
sir.
saying?
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to always be mindful of your nature. Don't mean I'm not going to sit down and have lunch and we go through business acquisition
Right.
and things of that nature. But there's just certain things that I'm not going to put myself in the environment to do because I don't know when your nature is
It's gonna wake
subject
up.
to rear its head.
That's true.
So that's why we got to accept our own, brother, and be ourselves.
Manhood versus masculinity.
Mm-hmm.
Manhood, masculinity. What is the difference in the two, Minister?
Brother, manhood is that which understands that I don't know it all. Manhood is that to understand that I have responsibilities and I have duty as a man to myself first, to my family, and as a community. Manhood understands that I must go about my everyday affairs in a manner that does not bring discredit to myself, to my family, or my community. Masculinity is one that gives you a false sense of bravado
Oh,
that make you believe that you have to be more than what you may be, have to be louder than what you need to be, right?
yes, sir.
And have to do things unnecessarily to prove and say that you're a man. There are a lot of good men
Yes, sir.
that are locked away in the penal system because of masculinity.
Wow.
If they had stood
Really?
on manhood,
Manhood.
they could possibly be here interviewing with you instead of me. And so in my opinion, that's the difference. Understanding I don't know it all.
Right. Manhood.
Understanding that I must place myself under a higher authority.
Yes, sir.
And understand that everything that I do has to have a good reflection on myself, my family, and my community. So as long as I can check the 3 blocks, brother,
Yes, sir.
I start where I am, I use what I got, and I do what I can.
Myself, my family, and my community.
Brother, if I can check, I start where I was, I used what I had, and I did the best I could with it. And in doing that, it didn't impede upon the other 3, I can rest easily. I never go to sleep at night worrying, brother, because when I give the greetings of Assalamu alaikum,
Yes, sir.
I'm saying peace be unto you.
Peace be unto you.
And we're taught in the nation that means that nothing I would do in my action, my speech, or in my thought that would disturb your peace.
That is, man, I love being in your space.
Oh, brother.
I love being in your space.
Brother. So when I go to sleep,
Yes, sir.
I go to sleep well, brother, because I know I have not harmed anyone.
Would you recite those 3 again for me, Minister?
Which one of the 3, brother?
Shit, I'm getting. Oops, I said a bad word.
Brother, come on, it's you and I talking,
Okay.
man.
The three things that give you rest when you go to bed at night.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. When I know that throughout that day, whatever I did and conducted in that day, I started where I was.
Yes, sir.
So whatever the situation came about, I started right there. I used what I got, meaning whatever knowledge and resources at my disposal to handle the situation. And I did what I could, the best that I could.
Okay.
Sometimes it's not going to always be pleasing to the next person.
Right.
But if I know that I can check the box, I started where I was, I used what I had, and I did what I could. I'm sorry if it wasn't enough.
Wow.
But I did the best I could, and I can rest easy. And I know in doing that, did not dishonor or discredit myself, my family, or my community.
That encompasses, I was going to ask about responsibility, accountability, and visibility. You just addressed that in those three. Okay. All right. Give me a little balance on relationship with man and woman, where we are today. A little balance on the other night when we were at the town hall meeting.
Yes, sir.
You spoke about showing love and favor to your queen, to your wife, to the missus. Would you kind of revisit that for me?
Yes, sir. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said at the Million Man March that we as men should be three things. We should be, first of all, the envy of all men. A real man should be the envy of all
That's
men.
that manhood?
Right.
Okay.
Secondly, we should be the type of men in whom which children wish were their fathers. And thirdly, we should be the type of man that should be the object of passion from women in whom which they see the indwelling spirit of God. So with that being said, when you're talking about personal relationship that is shared between man and woman,
Yes, sir.
we as men have to know and understand that not all of us were taught how to be men.
Truth.
First of all, we have been given a Eurocentric way of thinking what a man is supposed to be. He's detached. He's not emotional. He's not chivalrous and things of that nature, right?
Yes, sir.
He's not cavalier. He's not any of those things, right? But if we are the direct reflection of God, he is the most chivalrous, the most dynamic, the most loving, the most off-giving, humble person to his own creation. So I say that to say that the scriptures teaches us that heaven lies at the foot of mother.
Heaven lies at the foot of whom?
Mother.
Mother.
Right.
Okay.
And so therefore, we know and understand that in the Nation of Islam, we're taught that the black woman is the mother of all civilization. All hues of life came through the black woman and the black man. How can I prove that? Well, you can take two black people. In fact about it, they can be so dark. The only difference between them and midnight is 11:59. Some of y'all will get that in a minute.
Talk to me, minister. Talk to me.
But they can give birth to an albino child, which shows and prove the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad that in us lies all people. But you cannot get to Caucasian people, to Asian people, to Latino people. You can't get any of that and get us, because all things originated through us. So with that being said, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad said that the only heaven on this side for a man is his woman.
The only heaven on this side, on planet Earth.
The only heaven for a man is his woman.
Okay.
Right?
Yes, sir.
And since heaven lies at the foot of her, right? And when you think of heaven, you think of all the treasures that are in the world. Well, who's going to place them at her foot? And why are they at her foot? Why are they there? Because as the man, brother, it is not her responsibility to go into the wiles of this world and face all the wiles of this world and then come home and provide a safe space for the home.
Right.
That's our duty.
Okay. That's manhood.
Now, sisters, don't get mad at your brother.
Talk to her. Talk to her.
Because I know some, as I said that, think that I'm being chauvinist and talking about her place is to be barefoot, pregnant, and in the home.
Okay.
Nobody's talking about that. I am simply saying that the woman's main function, as the word said, is that she's a help meet to the man. What is it that she helps the man meet?
That's what I was-
Not mate. See,
Help meet.
that's what the enemy has snuck in there. Help
teach
mate.
me on
no,
help
no,
meet.
No. The book says help meet. Help him meet what? His obligation to God. And in doing so, he meets his obligations to the family. So therefore, there's not a woman that I have ever met. I'm not saying there's not one,
Right.
but there's not a woman that I have ever met that does not want to be a little girl. And what I mean by a little girl,
Talk to me. Talk
she want to
to-
feel
teach
like a
me
little
something.
girl, brother.
Yes, sir.
She wants to feel like a little girl. She loves the fact that her man is a protector, a provider, and a thinker about what would make her happy. In fact about it, her wants now are supposed to become our goals. Because heaven lies at the foot of her.
Okay.
So when I'm out and about and I pass by something and I know that this is her favorite thing that she likes, I'm getting it. I never leave and go out of town without bringing back something from that place that I'm coming from.
Wow.
And you should do the same thing for your daughters up to the age of 12.
Okay.
For all the ladies in your house, at the man, you come back and you bring something back. Little subtle things, like taking out the trash. The only time you take out that trash is if I'm not around. You don't do things like that. Somebody call and there's something that needs to take place where the house is concerned, maybe where there's finances concerned. You talk to me.
Right.
Well, Mr. Muhammad, that credit card is in her name. Okay, tell this man to talk to me. You could talk to him. Okay, now back to me again.
Right. Right.
Because you don't disturb the peace and tranquility in my home.
Peace.
When I come home, I'm coming home from fighting in the wilds of this world. I want to come home to comfort. I want to come home to security. I want to come home to lovingness. I'm not trying to come home to the same hustle and bustle that I just went through. Now, the reality is we have placed ourselves financially sometime the way you have to have that. So if that's the case, then how is chivalry shown? Chivalry is shown like this. Okay, I got the laundry this week. I got the house duty this week. I'm providing the food this week. I'm this week. How is it that I expect for you to go in the wilds and do the same thing I'm doing, but yet come home and have to take care of the household too?
So what's the reciprocation on the female's component, on her role?
In terms of what should she be doing?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. In terms of giving that lift to the man.
Well, this is what I found.
Okay. Because it's balance. Is it balance?
Brother.
Okay. Is there balance?
Absolutely.
Okay, talk to me. Talk to me,
The
Doc.
Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan reminded us that the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said this. There's no such thing as a no good woman. And if you find a no good woman, she was made that way by a no good man.
Wow.
Because it's not even in a woman's nature. Listen now, she was created
Yes, sir.
to be your help meet. So the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan says a woman studies a man for two reasons. Her nature studies him for two reasons, and they both begin with an H. She studies him consciously to see how to help that man. She studies him unconsciously to know also how she can hurt you.
Right.
Because let's be honest, brother, can't nobody hurt you like your woman can.
Right.
Your boys can say something that can get you upset. Somebody can say something in the street, but your woman, whoo, good God, brother, she know you. She can say something that can cut you like a jet lag razor.
Right.
You know what I mean? So when we do the things that we are supposed to do as men, you don't even have to ask a woman to do the things that's in her nature to do.
Right.
Why is it that a woman can give birth to a child and she don't have to take no classes to know what to do for that child?
Wait.
Her nature
Truth.
automatically kicks in and know what to do. So when there's a man that works hard
Listen, audience,
to
listen.
provide protection, security, chivalry, love, affection, adoration, you don't have to tell that woman what to do. It's automatically that when you walk in the door, you're going to find out the secret that Victoria really have. Do you understand what I'm saying to you, brother?
I'm hearing you. I'm listening. Yes, sir.
So all you have to do is be the man.
Be the man.
Not bravado,
But the man.
but the man.
the manhood.
A man understands, baby, I was wrong about that. Baby, I apologize about that. Or even, I'm thinking about this. What's your opinion? Because see, the woman has a spiritual insight on things that's not in men, brother. And remember, she studies everything. This is why it's not profitable to be a liar. Because she remember what you said
She sure does.
7 years ago. And she'll wait till the 8th year to ask you about it. Just a little levity, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
But to see if, you said 6.
Right.
Because I asked you on May 13th back in 2015.
That's true.
It was right around between 2:30 and 3 o'clock. You told me 6.
Right.
Now you adamant that it was 10. I knew you were lying. You said, no, it is not even in her nature to be other than herself for a man that she see honestly trying and giving her love and affection.
Man, y'all got to rewind this.
So, brother, my daughters, it wasn't hard for them to pick their husband because young brothers that they dated, if they ain't open the door for them, she would say, my father opened the door for me.
Right.
And that's my father. You trying to be next to me and
Right.
you can't even open the door? No, brother. No. See, you got like Valentine's Day coming up, right? We all know it's a big marketing commercial thing. And I understand the so-called love environment behind it.
Right.
But if we really knew the history behind it,
If you knew the history,
a lot of us would shun away
if you
from
had
it.
the insight, if you had some interest in the history.
Man, but let me ask you this. What do you think would be more impactful? Roses that are escalated 3 times the cost because of that day coming up
That day.
on that day? Or roses on a day that's not an anniversary, not a birthday, not a anything. It's just in the minds
The
of
volume.
you and more so her, just a regular day.
That's
And
the
then all
volume.
of a sudden somebody's coming with a bouquet.
That's the volume.
And check this out. This what you put on the card. Just because.
Just because. Y'all
That's
take
it.
note of that. Just because.
Just because.
Just because.
We have to get back into the thinking of courtship. See, sometime when we get married, we stop dating.
Yes, sir.
When we get married, we stop courting. And we have to continue to date one another. As men, brother, We should sit back and think about things to surprise. Remember now, I said every woman wants to feel like that little girl,
That's
man.
true. That's true.
Baby, listen, I want you to have your bag packed. You know, we're gonna roll out around 5, 6 o'clock. Where we going? Don't worry about it. Just get in the car. I got something planned out, mapped out for us. Man, surprises, things of that nature. It shows energy. It shows thought. Especially if she's out there working hard, taking care of the family and taking care of you as well. So there's the balance. We do what we do. She does what she does, brother. And she doing what she do motivates us to do what we want to do. And doing what we want to do motivates her to do what she wants to do.
It's a working relationship.
It's when we start taking what we should do for granted and not giving back. So if your wife out there works just as hard as you do, then you should be putting in just this same type of energy around the home. And sisters, if brother don't have maybe the same income or the same job status as you, because we know in this world it's designed to keep the black man down and to uplift the woman, right? That's another form of the Willie Lynch series. You know, another form of that if we're not careful, you will start looking down on your own man. But if that man works hard and he brings home all of his earnings to that household to make it be the way it should be, then you should honor that brother for going out and making an earnest day living the best he can and bringing it back home to make a better environment the way it should be.
And stay off of social media looking at other people's lives.
Brother.
Stay out of social media comparing your relationship, your household to other people's lives.
Man, I have people that I absolutely love. And if they're tuned in, they know who I'm talking about. I love them. God knows I do, brother. I love them. But you have some people that I'm always thinking security, right?
Yes, sir.
And yes, that has a lot to do with me being in the nation because I know everything is real. But do you know how dangerous that it is to post that I just arrived at the airport, I'm leaving to go to the Bahamas?
I don't ever do it. I don't do it.
Now you just posting you're in the Bahamas.
I don't do
now
it.
Now you showing pictures of now you're there. So you just announced to everybody,
good, bad, and indifferent,
that your place is wide open.
Wide open.
And that this and that. You know, if I do something, brother, and if I post, which is rare, I'm telling you, I'm just first of all a private person. I don't care if the rest of the world know what type of fun me and my household have or not. I don't care if you know.
Right.
I mean, I'm not moved by your opinion of me because hey, listen, my former boss, Coach Prime, used to always say this to me in our private sessions that we would have sometime. He would say, Brother Muhammad, I really want people to know that their opinion of me is not the opinion I have of myself.
Right. And he said that openly.
He says that all the time.
And he's steady reminding folks.
But he's teaching us at the same time.
Right.
Don't let somebody's opinion have something of you.
That's true.
So if you see me post something, brother, it may have happened a month ago. Because I'm not doing it. So I said that to say that some people, their whole lives are posted on what they're doing from one step to the next. And other folks get so engrossed of what somebody else is posting that they get this soap opera syndrome.
Yes, sir.
That they think that this is what life is like.
Right.
And not realizing this person is doing that on social media because that's their source of surviving right now. The clicks, the likes, the whatever the case may be. So no, brother, I don't compare your relationship to someone else. You can look at certain qualities and pick up certain things to enhance.
Right.
Or either to say, you know what? I saw that person do this in their relationship and I saw the ends of that. And I see a little bit of that in me. I need to alter that.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So there's nothing wrong with observing relationships to get what's good or bad from it.
Right.
But to say we should be just like that, that's never going to be.
Putting yourself in a box.
Because you're two different people.
Minister, I'm going to take us on this so I can get you to the house, because I don't want the missus to be upset with me.
Oh, brother, listen here.
Uh-huh.
Listen here. She's listening attentively. She know I'm out doing I'm
You're
doing
doing
the
work.
work that needs to be done, brother. I'm honored and I'm thankful for this time that you've been given, brother. And I thank you for the platform that you share. And I just want our people to be more open to seeking truth. Don't get caught up in titles and religious gang banging. Don't get caught up in that, because although we want to be so integrated with everybody in the world, just know the most separate day in America is Sunday. But yet it's supposed to be designed as the set aside as the most spiritual one. But it's the most day of separation in America is Sunday. I said that to say, seek truth and don't get caught on being religious gangbanger. I'm a Methodist, I'm a Baptist, I'm a Catholic, I'm a Muslim, I'm a Buddhist, I'm a this, I'm a that. While we're running around worrying about who has the best solution, Satan is steady ruling. It's like a man, as I heard one of our brothers say, I like to give credit where credit due, Brother Louis Muhammad. He gave an analysis one time and he said, you got somebody in an ocean drowning and they are in need of life help, somebody to throw a rope down to give them help, right? You have someone come from the Pan-Africanist community, nationalist movement, throw their rope. Not long enough, too short. They steadily drowning. You have someone come from the black church, throw their rope to try to save them. Still not long enough. They steadily drowning. You have someone come from the Islamic community, from the nation. We throw our rope. Too short. They still may drown. Instead of sitting there steadily reaching over the bridge and possibly tipping over and drowning ourselves, right?
Yes, sir.
Why not say, hey, brother, take your rope tied to this end. You take your rope tied to this end. We tie our ropes together and throw it down. Now we can pull our people out of the mud of ignorance, inferiority, disrespect, lack of love, lack of knowledge of self, all of those things that are impeding our growth and development. If we were to just link our ropes together, link our colors together, link our minds together, link our efforts together, link our monies together, we can pull our people out of this wretched condition that we're in. Because remember, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad said this, that one day truth was in a pond, swimming, basking in the ray of the sun. He left his clothes on the bank and he was enjoying the river. Along the road came a lie. Lie saw truth swimming in the pond, but notice his clothes was on the bank and not paying attention to it. So not paying attention, lie slipped on truth clothes and steady walked down the road. When truth got out of the pond or the river, he noticed his clothes was gone. But he looked down the road and he saw lie going down the road with his clothes on, masquerading as a truth.
Powerful.
So the most honorable Elijah Muhammad said, ever since that day, you've had a naked truth chasing after a well-dressed lie.
Minister, before, on our way out of here, man, I love you. Thank you.
I love you, brother.
I love you. When I saw you this past January 1st, I asked Brother Tariq Muhammad, I said, man, you think y'all can fast track me in this?
Oh,
and
brother.
all he could do was laugh. He said, all he could do was laugh. Ego, tell us once again, and everybody can put this assignment on deck for tomorrow morning.
Yes, sir.
What do we need to put over the most traveled door?
Yes, sir. I'm glad you came back to that because I misquoted the minister.
Okay.
The minister actually said that we should put across the ego, God damn the ego.
That's what
not the cursing sense, God damn.
Right.
But God damn the ego.
Okay.
So in other words, when we look at it, the first thing we should see, God.
God.
And what is it that we're taught? I know in the nation that we're taught, the minister reminds us that scriptures remind us that we should look for God in each other. In everything we do, I should look for the best part of you. So God damn, we know damn means to bind.
Okay.
Right? To confine.
Okay.
To get away, to rid yourself of. The meaning the definite article, the means the definite article,
Okay.
ego. So God is saying bind, confine, get rid of the definite ego that impedes us from being who we should be. And that is a child of God. If God is not a liar, is not shiftless, is not lazy, does not steal, is cunning, or does all of those things in order to come into existence what he wished to make come in existence. If that's how my Father operates, how am I going to say I'm a child of God, but I'm a thief? I'm a hustler. You feel what I'm saying? I'm shiftless. I'm lazy. I'm cutthroat. I'm gossipy. All of those things. So I want to ask, in addition to the assignment, God damn the ego, whether you put it on your door or not, put it in the door of your mind.
Wow.
But this assignment, I would like for us all to take on.
Put it
for
on
the
me.
next 7 days. I would like for us to refrain from being involved, either receiving or disseminating any gossip.
Powerful.
If someone tries to come and bring you gossip, I want to say, I'm on a fast with gossip. I'm only dealing with love and unity. That's all I'm dealing with. I'm not going to put my mouth on someone, and I don't want you to bring me gossip on anyone. I want to challenge us for the next 7 days to rid yourself of slack talk and gossip and see what type of person you feel spiritually. At the end of that 7 days, I guarantee you will find yourself on a high that you haven't felt in a while, because it's something about not entertaining dirt from someone else that you don't know if the truth or not. And it's even better, you not being the one disseminated. See how you feel in 7 days.
Community connections, conversations with Community Strong for Jackson, MS, Community Strong for Nairobi, Kenya, our very own Dr. Abram Muhammad. And I'm so honored to have you, and humble.
Oh, brother, I'm honored and humble as to have you as a brother, my frat brother, and just my brother all together, man. So rude to the good brothers that may be listening, and just thank you for all the listening audience. And I hope nothing I have said was offensive, for that was not my posture to be offensive to any way, any shape, form, or fashion. But my job is to make us become better thinkers. Better thinkers. Don't just be hearers, be better doers. I love y'all, and here's something I got to admit. It ain't a damn thing you could do about it.
Look out now. All right. That's it. Oh, it went well. Did we do okay? Did you?
Hey.
Oh, don't do that. I'm just feeding off of you. Yes, sir. Oh, let me.
So now we get the results of youth who has no appreciation of where they need to go because they have no knowledge of the past. So lastly, Don't complain about your children's acting like Romans when you're being trained by Caesar.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow.